Sogcast.
Well, the Mariners ship isn't fully sunk. They've plugged a couple holes, but it's still some rocky waters. They have some heavy lifting to do, along with the Astros, who have seemed to forgot how to lose a baseball game. We got a lot of stuff ahead of us, important games, and with the All-Star break right around the corner, there's a bunch of stuff the Mariners need to do to see. I mean, if they're winners, if they're planning on competing this season, they need to make some moves, and they need to do it quickly. We'll get into all of that and more. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Bella.
So the Mariners are at the halfway point.
Tomorrow, I believe, is officially the halfway point of the season. Yep.
We've got the All-Star break around the corner and the trade deadline not too far after that. And the Mariners have fixed some wrongs. It was a tough stretch there. We had some really high hopes, and we've been playing abysmal at home. But some right things going with the huge series in Chicago. First place Cubs. The Mariners took 2 of 3 in a very, very fun series. That was nice to see. We are splitting the series with the Twins. As of right now,
As of a couple minutes ago.
Zach Pop
Excuse me.
gave up 8 runs in 1 inning, so that pretty much blew today's game wide open. So we're taking 2 of 4 in Minnesota. We had some good games before. The Guardians series.
Great series against the Guardians.
Yes, that was huge. That was like the beginning of like plugging the holes.
I mean, our outlook on our last recording, we were all giving our, our predictions on the next 3 series. And we're like, well, maybe we'll win 3 games in the next 3 series. And lo and behold, we won 2 out of the 3 series. We swept one of them. I mean, it turned out much better than we anticipated. So I will say that at least I love being wrong sometimes. So, yeah.
I had high hopes against the Cubs. You know, we always play well against good teams.
Yeah.
And always is kind of a stretch. But
We
often,
typically do. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cubs series, how much fun was that? Even the one the Mariners lost was still high-powered offense. We scored a bunch of runs.
So many runs scored in just a short little time.
The wind
so many
was
bombs
crazy.
by the dumper.
Yes.
He's just
Wind was going nuts. The heat was outrageous.
That is
People
so many elements
dying
of
on the
those
field.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to go to a 3-man umpire crew because the home plate umpire passed out.
Heat stroke. Yeah, it was just super, super hot.
Trent Thornton also had to leave the game due to the heat. The
Crazy
weather,
dramatic series.
It
All
was.
3 games were really fun, though.
that was so much fun to watch.
You know, we've only played at Wrigley like 4 series ever.
I think it was 5 times they said, and this is the first time that we've won a series there.
That's
and also,
crazy.
a fun thing about that, so Dan Wilson is from that area, and he had never played in that stadium. And I mean, granted, he's not playing, he's just coaching now, but how crazy is that to make it to the majors and to never get to play it in your whole, your home stadium, so to speak? Like, that's pretty crazy. And so very cool for him to kind of like get to relive that in a way, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And also too, with the pitchers going out, they were talking about it a lot, obviously with the heat and everything, and how that ballpark's just different. And the pitchers, they have, it's air conditioned out there and chilling, and it's almost just kind of like you feel like you're shut off from the rest of the stadium. So they kept having to like pop out and like acclimate themselves like in between innings. And so it's like that shock of like Thornton's been in there all game, literally chilling, and then comes out and he's like just dying after one, and he's like, I had a heat stroke. I'm out, guys. I'm out, pulling the plug. But it's like that's kind of why it's very dramatic for them. Like they're not just like hanging out in the heat relatively the whole time. Like they're in a much different environment, and boom, have to come out into it. So.
And I didn't know that about Dan Wilson never playing at Wrigley. And that's another amazing thing about the MLB changing the schedule so that everyone plays everyone. Because I remember, this was a handful of years ago now, but the Cubs were coming into town for interleague play, which they used to only do right before the All-Star break, and that was it. And it was the first time the Mariners had played the Cubs in like 10 years. And it's just like, how can you play 162 games in a season and not see a team for over a decade?
When also just kind of like I get like the just I don't know, how do you have a winner of an entire, you know what I mean? Somebody takes the whole thing away, but then they haven't played a bunch of the teams to even see it. Like that to me is just weird. doesn't make any sense.
It's much better now.
Yeah,
It's
much
so
better.
much better.
Much better. I'm like, we
We
all
don't
need
have
to
to play
play
the
each other. And then
Astros
you
20
really-
times a season.
That is also very helpful. Very.
The Astros refusing to lose games is pissing me off.
It's annoying.
The Mariners are still 5. Oh, we're going to be 6 games back today because the Astros swept the Phillies. Philadelphia Phillies, in their series with the Astros, scored a total of 1 run. Not 1 run a game, 1 run for the entire series. Philly, you got to help us out, baby.
Especially for that team. That's just not expected. I
Yeah.
would not
Yeah.
have I would not have predicted that by any means. Is
Thanks,
Jordan back?
Phillies.
I obviously not paying super close attention to Houston, but is Alvarez back? Is that why they're raking all of a sudden or what?
I don't know.
I don't know. I love Yordan Alvarez as a
Yes.
player. I wish he wasn't on the
Right.
Astros.
Right.
And it's actually a damn shame that he's hurt. And it doesn't seem to be affecting the Astros
Yeah, 'cause they're
whatsoever.
back.
So that's kind of a bummer. Let's see. Some other interesting news. Rowdy Tellez, no longer a Seattle Mariner.
You guys, we did it.
He wasn't that bad.
I've been begging for this. I've been
I
begging
mean,
for
yeah.
something to happen at first.
Oddly enough, Solano remembered how to play baseball.
So it is rare that we're ever wrong about anything. But it turns out Rowdy Tellez, not the guy. Donovan Solano, Donnie Barrels, he remembered how to hit a baseball. He's one of the hottest hitters in baseball for the past month. I believe in his last 30 days, he's batting something like 456 or something. You
Outrageous.
Welcome to the show.
He had a 2
Again.
home run game the other day.
So did
That was
Canzone.
sweet.
So
Yeah.
did Canzone.
Yeah.
Same game, I think.
And that was
Yeah, it
unexpected.
was.
And like I told you, I mean, I didn't care who they took. I didn't really give a crap about either of those guys. I just wanted something to change there. It just was dead weight in some way. Like it just too much mediocrity there that we needed to cut some of that. And boom, you guys almost seemed a little Debbie Downer when I posted that in the chat. And I was like, why do you guys seem upset that he's leaving? I was so hyped. I was
I
so
liked
hyped. So I just
Tellez.
stayed
I liked
quiet. And
Tellez.
then that night I was like, yep, here we go. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Nuke Rayleigh back. Canzone getting to show what is up. That weight that he's put on. He's ready. And he was high. Like, I just love having them back. I love having them both.
I think Dominic Canzone, pound for pound, is the strongest hitter, like the most power for his weight class. You know what I'm saying? Because he is not, I mean, even him putting on like 10 pounds of muscle or whatever he did in the offseason, he's still on the thinner side.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of a ball, he absolutely destroys it. I mean, he's got so much pop. I really like having him back. I really love his arm in the outfield. I feel like he's one of the strongest outfield arms that we've had since probably Jay Buhner and Ichiro.
Did you say Solano?
Did I?
I think you're talking about Canzone.
I'm talking about Canzone.
Did
I?
you Solano?
I thought you said Solano. I might have misheard.
I don't.
Oh.
I
think I said
it
Dominic
went right
Canzone.
over me
I
if you
hope so.
did. I thought you were just disagreeing
I
with
was
the
just
arm part. I was like,
No. No,
No.
I love his arm strength. I love his at-bat strength. He still has a little bit of work to do, but, I think he's finally made this jump where he's not just a 4A player.
yeah, he matured into his position a bit.
Yeah, and I hope he keeps it up. And, yeah, when he gets a hold of a ball, he destroys it. He has mammoth power
Yeah.
for his frame. And then, of course, the return of Luke Rayleigh, which I am beyond excited about. I love Luke Rayleigh. And he is playing like he never left. I mean, home runs, massive home runs, diving catches, throwing people out. He's just,
And just that fun, goofy energy.
He's-
Like, he
yes.
just is, like I said before, golden retriever energy times 1,000. And he's just a good time. Like, good vibes. Just the camaraderie between him and Dom and everyone. It was like, oh, the boys are back, I was like, okay, the vibes are here. I love it. And it's been great since, so.
If only we had Robles.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And
Get better soon, bud.
we were fortunate that Luke Rayleigh did return sooner than expected from his injury.
Yeah.
We were thinking after the All-Star break, easy, and he's back, and it's like he never left. And Robles, unfortunately, the other side of the coin, looks like he's going to be out. I mean, he's probably not going to return this season.
Probably not.
Which is...
Unless we're chasing at the end, but yeah.
It's wildly unfortunate. Robles was so fun and such a good clubhouse guy. We have Logan Gilbert back. We're starting George Kirby
back.
Kirby, we are starting to get healthier, and we've noticed it. We've seen more wins happen recently. I mean, we still have a lot of ground to make up, but you can see our team is finally becoming more or less what we thought it would be. We kind of overperformed in the early parts of the season, especially when we were so banged up. We had people that really, really stepped up at the time who have kind of now gone back to the norm. Miles Masterboni, Dylan Moore.
Yeah.
You know, they really overperformed early on. And that was great for the time because we were so beat up.
We needed them. We needed them to fill those voids, you know?
Yes.
And guys like Julio kind of have slow starts typically.
Yeah.
And now that he's getting it together, that's nice.
Yes.
Because those
Had a
guys
couple
who
great
were
series.
those guys who were great at the beginning of the season and kind of, leveled out. Now Julio's kind of stepping up. So it's a nice little balance going there.
Yeah. And Randy Arozarena keeps getting extra base hits. He already has 20 doubles on the season, which is huge. He almost had a home run today in the Twins game. It got robbed by Byron Buxton.
I've always been a Buxton fan. That dude's nasty.
great.
I love Byron Buxton so much. It's a damn shame that he has been bitten by the injury bug throughout his career. I fully believe that if Buxton was a fully healthy player, he'd be known as one of the greatest of all time.
He's
a
sick.
lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he's awesome.
They were talking about him today during the game, and I guess he has a son named Blaze Jet Buxton. I'm like,
think
what
that's
a
right.
sick name,
That's
dude.
awesome.
That's so sick.
That's a rap name, and you don't even have to change it. They call me
Blaze
Blaze
Jet.
Buxton.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's fire.
That's really
no
cool.
pun intended. That's fire.
Gilbert has returned. That's huge. We had talked before in previous episodes, like, we need him to be fully healthy. Let's not bring him back too early, like we clearly did with George Kirby. And that was not the case. I believe in Gilbert's first start, he went like 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and of course he got Marinered, and the Mariners lost. And I was like, welcome back, Logan. But
Love you, buddy.
But he's been great. Emerson Hancock has really stepped up. You know me, I'm low on Bryce Miller. I haven't been missing him. I think Emerson Hancock is just as good, if not slightly better, than Bryce Miller. And if Bryce Miller is moved at the trade deadline, I would not hate it.
No, I mean, I really like Bryce Miller, and I want to see him doing better. And, like you say, it definitely could be a phantom injury, or it could be legit what they're saying, this bone spur situation that he supposedly has. And, I'd love for him, like I said, to be that guy and to get it back together. But if he's not, and he's just a piece that we need, and, for a trade deadline, we've filled out. And we're doing pretty good in terms of pitching staff-wise.
Yes.
Everyone's playing now that we've gotten some of these key guys back. We talked about it a few weeks back about how fire Munoz is, but also worrying about overusing him because we.
Underusing him.
Underusing him.
We had so many days recently because having Brash back has just been
Yeah.
so good. It's just seeing how just that one person can really balance out and level out, the bullpen as a whole. So I think we're looking pretty healthy there. Fingers crossed that everything stays that way. If we need to make, more moves, obviously. But yeah, Bryce hasn't come back. It's no sweat off our backs, I don't think.
I have a weird feeling that George Kirby might get moved.
You think so? You think he'll be a piece?
I think you can get a lot more for him.
Yeah.
That is interesting. That's not even something that I've considered. It is possible. It depends what the Mariners front office wants to do. Although I have been thinking a lot the last few days that if the Mariners do not make a big drastic move at the trade deadline this year, then they're throwing in the towel. Because we're on the cusp. We're one bad Astros week away from being back into contention for first place. And the wild card is still very much open. But we need some extra pieces. And if the Mariners do not make a big move at the deadline, that shows again that Jerry DiPoto is going to move the goalpost for the upteenth time. And we have called up some young guys. We've seen Ben Williamson and Cole Young playing every day. And they've been doing great. And it was just the big one. I don't know as much about George Kirby being moved. I think they probably feel about him the same way they feel about Logan, and they want him as a future for this team. That I can't say, but I truly feel strongly that Harry Ford needs to be traded by this deadline. He is blocked by Cal. He's never going to get the play time that he needs as long as Cal Raleigh, who's the best catcher and MVP candidate. He's behind Aaron Judge or tied with Aaron Judge, depending on how you want to look at it, as the best player in the American League. Cal Raleigh is not going to miss any playing time for any reason. So Harry Ford is blocked, and a lot of teams could use a Harry Ford. We have to make that move.
He has so much potential too. So to keep him stifled there underneath Cal would suck.
And it's not fair to him.
Exactly. Like that would suck, as much as you want to be a part of that organization and learn from a catcher like that, or you know what I mean? It's like, but I also want to be that catcher in your own right as well. So I definitely think he could be an important part. As much as I'd love to see him, develop with us, it's yeah.
But
Cal ain't going nowhere. Like I said, unless something horrible happens, unforeseen, he's not going anywhere, missing any significant amounts of playing time. And we do have Garver.
Exactly. And I think we talked about this last time too, is that you can get whatever backup catcher. You'd be doing a disservice to Harry Ford to bring him up to the majors just so he can play backup catcher to Cal
to
Raleigh.
catch once a week.
Yeah.
It's silly. I mean,
Cal
at least we
calls
wouldn't
a
have
hell
a
of a
day.
game. You could put him at DH. You could put Harry Ford at DH too. But I mean, they both need to hit and catch.
Yeah.
So that's very tough.
And Harry doesn't play any other positions, right?
I've been
I don't
saying,
know.
I wish he played
I'm
first
like,
base.
Like that'd be anywhere.
and what's more value to the Mariners, having Harry Ford play once a week or trading Harry Ford for a dominant piece?
That we need.
And this is another thing I've been thinking about a lot recently is like, the one big bat isn't going to change the Mariners. But I'm think about how many times the Mariners are down one in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. That one big bat in those final 3 innings, no matter what, mathematically, he's going to get an at-bat. Even if you go 3 up, 3 down, he has a chance to bat in those final clutch innings. And that one big bat could make a difference.
When you don't have much offense going on as a whole, one big bat's not going to do shit. But when you have a lot of great pieces and a lot of people contributing, one extra big bat,
that's enough to push you
there.
there.
That is that little bit. And I mean, just the other day, I can't remember which game it was, but I'm pretty sure it's the game, obviously, Garver caught for us. And every single person in our lineup had a hit, except for Garver. Everyone. Multiple. Beautiful day, but Garver's the only one. I was like, oh, well, at least everyone else did. But it's moments like that where you're looking, it's like everyone's producing. And if you could just add one more to that, that was kind of my gripe on the first base thing. It's like, one guy's not going to make a difference. But when we have so many good things going on, and if you can eliminate at least one of these two that is kind of pulling us down and balance that, it's enough to, hey, we've been doing a whole hell of a lot better this past week or two than we were the couple weeks before that, with some slight changes. So
we probably also need a bullpen arm.
I'm actually really glad you brought that up because the Mariners, and we saw this all the time with Scott Service, and we're seeing it now, not as much to be fair, but we're still seeing it with Dan playing the handed matchups and, you can't have a lefty bat against a lefty. And I've really been thinking about this. If the Mariners organization cares so much about the righty versus righty, lefty, why do we only have one left-handed arm in the bullpen? If the handed matchups are so important to this organization, why is all of our relievers, except for one, right-handed? if you care about that, then get some left-handed arms in the bullpen. Matt harped on having left-handed bullpens for so long.
Yeah.
And I kind of wrote him off. And I have come
Shout out,
around.
Matt.
I've seen the light. Matt.
He's going to love this.
Yeah. Matt, I'm sorry. You were right. And
Clock
now
it.
the Mariners need to realize it. And it's so weird to me that they care about these handed matchups so much. But I guess only for the hitting side and not for their own pitchers that are part of the team.
Is it Gabe Spire? Is that only lefty?
Yeah.
I think Sauce was a lefty too.
Sauce is, but he's
couldn't
not
get
come
to
back from his injury.
Yeah.
And he was sloughing before that, unfortunately.
He definitely wasn't as consistent. I love him. I want him to be great so bad, but yeah, that's rough. Also, this random tidbit. Did you know that Logan Gilbert writes with his left hand, even though he throws right-handed?
I saw that.
He
I
did
did
this
not-
little note to Cal about, you got, AL player of the week or whatever, and they did this whole little thing about it. And as you're watching him, he's almost like,
I noticed
and a
that
bunch of people
too.
in the comments and everyone else like, that's a thing. I'm like, I wasn't a pitcher, but I'm like, that's wild. I can't imagine like being dominant in this hand, but I'm just super filthy. But you're like, what? Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
I did not know that.
Random little tidbit. I didn't know if you knew. Yeah.
That's super weird.
Yeah. Like, how does this work? Good for you though.
So what position, what piece do we really need to fill though? So obviously
Bullpen arm is a big one for me.
Bullpen-
You
our-
got
our-
to do something.
Yeah.
our bullpen is not great. Outside of Brash and Munoz, our bullpen is not great. And I will say Bizardo has been pitching a lot better. Mm-hmm. I would say
I think Vargas is fine.
Vargas is
He, for
also
the most part, is usually pretty good.
He's
Yeah.
the one who stepped up and pitched like 2 2/3 innings once,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Good for him. Yeah, but I mean, you got Thornton. That
Hortons can be such a hit and a miss.
Meh.
It can be, yeah.
you got Mr. Zach 8 runs pop.
Zach Pop, more like please stop.
Got him.
Got him.
Get out of
Please
here.
stop. Yeah. I don't. Also, relievers are so finicky. Zach Pop just started pitching in games, and I was like, "Who the hell is this
Yeah,
guy?
who are you? Where
Like,
did you
where
come
did you
from?
come from?" He just like showed up, and he's like, I guess I can throw today."
Yeah, we had Casey Lawrence for a while, many times.
Legumina.
Legumina. Yeah, man. Let's get a bullpen arm.
Let's get a bullpen
Yeah,
arm.
bullpen
lefty.
arm, because where else do we really need? I mean, third base is locked down, shortstop's locked down, second base, we've got like 15 guys that can play second base, and we want all of them in the lineup for different reasons. First base, we've got 2 proficient first basemen as of right now. Unless Solano tanks again, then we need to buy. But,
something
if he
about that.
tanks, then yeah, he's out. But otherwise, that's solid. Outfield.
Do you want to go after like a second baseman, send Cole Young back?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, Cole Young, he got called up. Another reason, like Ben Williamson, for his defense, and you're seeing it. You're seeing the range and stuff, which we haven't really seen at second base in quite some time. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe right field. We are kind of platooning right field right now, but the right fielders we're platooning with are serviceable with Luke Raley and Dominic Canzone. So
And we've got Demo and Miles that we can plug into several different places. Granted, we don't love them in the outfield,
True.
but their
Demo's been
service.
sloughing.
Demo
he has, but that's also very unusual for him. I'm not too worried about it simply for the fact that it is not very usual for him. Like, some people are bound to have a slump, and it's not like
Yeah.
he's dog shit either. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, but people are bound to have a slump. He is on the older side, our age.
Do you need to? I mean,
Besides, like
do you
a
get rid of
DH.
Mastroboni just
I
because
mean,
you
you
don't
definitely
need
could.
him?
You
you
certainly
don't
could.
need 2 Dylan Moores.
Yeah.
And I like Mastroboni, and I
do too.
And he's definitely overperformed.
Yeah.
And even though he's kind of come back down, he's still a serviceable player. I do like him. I would like to see him in the league because he was a fringe guy for the Cubs. And he never really performed well for the Cubs. He kind of found his footing here in Seattle. And I would like to see him stay in the major leagues. But you don't need 2 utility guys.
Yeah.
And if there's an upgrade to be made, someone's got to get the axe, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Even if they're a decent player, if you're upgrading, then
that's a very good
do?
point.
I think
yes.
it really
And
comes
that's
down to
kinda what I
bullpen or
was-
bigger bat.
yeah. That's what I was thinking about second, maybe third base too. Even though these are great players, Williamson and Young,
Yeah.
you can send them back to the minors for a little while.
Or even
That's not a
platoon.
huge problem.
I think
If you're gonna get an established player, a big bat, I don't even know who's out.
That's
there
not like
right
who
now.
would I
We'll do
don't
a
know
little
if there's
research, come
anyone that
back
would
with
make
some names next time.
Yeah.
Well-
We even get rid of Polo. I mean, if we could get a really great DH exchange for Polo, I don't love it, but I don't hate
I
it.
don't hate it. I'd be
Yeah.
okay with it.
And Polanco's another one who has come back down to earth after
Balling out his
balling
mind.
out, coming back, and yeah, and I think it's so funny. This is a problem that I've had where I like these guys so much that I don't want to see them go, or I don't want to see them lose playing time. When in reality, if it makes the team better, sometimes you have to make those tough decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of trade rumors have been going around with like the Diamondbacks, but I just heard on actually 710 this morning, the Diamondbacks coach is like, I don't know why people keep calling me for trades. We're over 500 right now. Like we have a legitimate shot. But I have heard some rumors coming around about Suarez possibly being in the market to return.
Naylor,
And Naylor, that's another huge one.
huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Also, shout out Ketel Marte because he's had a rough week. Shout out to him.
Also, the Mariners had Ketel Marte.
That is a fact. That is a fact. We did have Ketel Marte. Yep. So
We
they
had him.
have most of our team, really. But that
We
happens a lot
had
of times.
Ketel Marte, and we gave him up.
yeah.
Yep.
We Chris Taylored him. Because remember, Chris Taylor was also a homegrown talent, and the Mariners had him for like 2 years, and we're like, oh, we got to get rid of him. And then he had like a decade of great plays in the Dodgers. He has like, 17 World Series rings and like
17
years.
World Series rings in 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy what he's been doing over
Dude's
there.
nasty. yeah.
But we did Chris Taylor, Ketel Marte. We did the same thing. We had him super young, and we shipped him off before we gave him a chance to fully develop. And that's a big mistake on our part. And I like Cole Young, and the potential is obviously there. He has nice defense. And you can tell sometimes that he's still taking rookie at-bats, a slider way outside, and he's chasing. But in kind of a weird, like, optimistic, silver lining look, when I watch Cole Young chase a slider that's 7.5 feet outside, I remember last season when every Mariner was doing that. Remember,
All of them.
We were
Notably
averaging like,
Julio Rodriguez.
the whole team. We were averaging like 10 plus strikeouts from hitting.
Could not hit any breaking ball.
We were chasing everything outside.
Looking silly.
It was ridiculous. And so now when I see Cole Young sometimes taking at bat like that, I'm like, well, shit, at least that's just one guy and not our whole team. The team discipline has gotten so much better.
Yes.
We were striking out 10 plus times a game, every game last year.
It was brutal.
Do you know Randy Arozarena gets hit by pitches at an incredible rate?
Him and Ty have been hit
Randy-
for hit of taking the lead of being the most today. I think Ty took
Ty
it today. Now he's in the lead again.
Ty got hit today against the Mariners. He is now leading the league with 15, and Randy is right behind him with 13. So imagine if we still had Ty France, both of those guys back to back,
Just on base
sticking that
percentage.
elbow out.
Just getting
That's
on
first
base.
and second every time.
That's getting on base. I'm pretty
Moneyball,
sure-
baby.
Yeah, right. He gets on base.
Exactly.
Do we care if it's a hit? We do not.
Jeremy Pena.
Yeah.
Last I checked, the White Sox have been hit by a pitch 13 times or 14 times maybe. Randy's one behind the White Sox.
The White Sox. And the Twins
wild.
Twins and Mariners are 1 and 2 for most hit by pitches on the season so far.
Ty France.
Also, I feel kind of bad for the Twins. They went on like 13-game win streak, and they were riding high, and
they were balling out.
Now they're rough again. They did split the series with us.
You say that, but there's a game tomorrow.
There's kind of like
no.
This is game 4.
This is game 4.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
no, they're kind of doing what we just did. Like we were super hot, and I'm like, well, less than hot.
Yeah. I'm remembering now
because we took the 2, and then when the Mariners got shut out last night, that was a bummer.
Yep.
This is actually really funny. Last night
we're getting shut out again. Nope, we scored a run.
Hey!
Oh my gosh! Look at us.
10-1 final.
Oh, well, the series is officially split.
Yeah, there you go.
At least we didn't get shut out, I guess.
It was so funny, though. Last night, it was the 6th inning, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the bar and catch the end of the Mariners game. Plus, it's tied. Like, there's a chance we'll go into extras. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have some time at the bar. So, by the time I decided that I was going to go to the bar to watch the end of the game and got to the bar, the Mariners were down 2-0, and then they did jack shit in the 7th, 8th, 9th, and Duran, as much as I love Munoz, and I do love Munoz, Duran, there's something about him, the Twins closer. I really like that guy. He's nasty. Yeah. And he blew a save for the Twins. In the second game of the series, the Julio Rodriguez with the clutch sac fly after he hit 2 batters, JP and Rayleigh, hit them both on the foot with sliders, and the Mariners took advantage. And Julio the situation wasn't too big for his britches, and put a sac fly, which is all we needed. Mm-hmm. And that was really nice to see. It's a damn
no ground into double play today.
That's right.
Let's avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
That's a game ruiner.
I hate double plays.
Except for when JP is beautifully pulling them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's beautifully
on
executing.
Our side, it's great. I hate when our team grounds into double plays.
Do you want to talk about the contact play at all?
Yeah, I hate it. Anyone that's been a longtime fan of this show has heard me for 3 years now complain about the contact play. I hate it. It's stupid. It only works in high school when a 15-year-old third baseman shits his pants about trying to throw the ball to the plate. These are major league players. They are the best in the world. They can throw the ball to the plate 99.999 infinite times out of 100. It's worked once. We had Demo score on Cole Young's.
Yeah.
But also that was kind of like a Baltimore chop right in front of the plate. I hate the contact play. It needs to stop. I don't know if it's Dan, if it's the front office. I've watched the Mariners do it for years, and I'm tired of seeing a runner thrown out at the plate by 15 feet because it's a ground ball to the shortstop that's playing halfway in, and the runner on third breaks on contact. It needs to stop. It is such a dumb play. I'm tired of it. I get angry every single time it happens.
And I have to hear about it.
I
want them to stop too, so that you can stop telling me about it.
It needs to stop.
It does need to stop. I see no signs of it stopping anytime soon. They keep doing it.
They keep doing it. And they're like, oh, well, it worked that one time. So sure, it's failed the 34 other times we did it, but you got to roll that dice. No, I hate the contact play. For anyone that doesn't know, contact play is when you have a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and as soon as the batter makes contact on the ground, the runner on third breaks for home. It works in high school. It does not work above that level. Yet the Mariners continue to do it, and we're continuously having guys thrown out at the plate by 10, 15 feet. Because they're running 90 feet, and the shortstop just fired a 98-mile-per-hour bullet right to the catcher's chest, and he has time to sit there and wait for our runner. They don't even have time to slide because they are out by such a distance. It's the worst play call, and it needs to stop. I'm tired of talking about it, honestly, and I don't know why they keep doing it.
Who's responsible for this?
Who is
responsible for this tomfoolery?
Is it an organizational thing? Is it
the
Dan
third
calling it? Because it has not changed between Scott Service and Dan Wilson. We're still running it the same amount, and it still has the same fail rate. And I don't understand it. I don't know. And, you can crunch all the numbers or whatever, and, the probability of an error or whatever. The eye test shows that it does not work. It repeatedly does not work. Why do we keep doing it? I'm tired of it. I hate it.
I'm glad that I asked you that question.
The contact play pisses me off. I'm so tired of it.
Hate contact play.
Yeah.
Love the eye test. We use it a lot.
It's
not a whole lot of looking at stats ever since Matt left.
Matt was our stat guy. We run off of eye test and vibes.
Yep.
Fully off of vibes over here. Oh, man. Yeah.
Works for me.
We don't always get it right, but
we don't always get it right, but
we're having fun doing it, though.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Exactly.
And vibes don't lie.
Vibes never lie.
They cannot be manipulated quite like stats can, okay?
Yeah. So what do the Mariners do? What do we do? We're having a hard time catching up to Houston. Houston is doing what Houston does, and that's win ball games and lead the division. I'm fully in on if the Mariners don't make a huge move, none of this. And I'll even say
picking up fringe players and
doing more of that. I will say last year I really when they picked up Randy,
that's big.
That was huge.
That
was huge. We need something like that. We need a player that we go, wow, the Mariners actually got that guy.
Josh Naylor, something like that.
Yes.
That'd be crazy.
And
big old powerhouse.
And Suarez, I would love Suarez to come back. But I don't think it's going to happen. For one, that means Dipoto has to admit that he was wrong by letting Suarez walk, and Dipoto will never do that. Dipoto, he doesn't want to admit that he's wrong. I would be absolutely shocked if we get Suarez in a trade. And even more so, that means we're now giving up players for a guy that could have already been on our team if we had just given him the money.
Yep.
So...
And watch, it's like, then he comes back and he's like not performing. You're like, well, should have sometimes you just got to leave things where they're at,
Yeah. Have we ever brought back a player that we gotten rid of in the Dipoto era? I'm trying to think of one.
In the Dipoto era, Mitch Haniger.
Good one. Good call.
Mitch Haniger, we let walk to the Giants, and then we brought him back. And we didn't know Haniger was going to fall apart like he did, which is a damn shame. But, I mean, call it like you see.
But I guess that'd be my concern is same. Another version of that, essentially.
But I remember Haniger's interview. I was listening on 710. He gave an interview about returning, and he was kind of like, yeah, I wish they never sent me away in the first place.
Would have been cool to not have to deal with all this bullshit.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know that is good that you emphasized in the Dipoto, oh my God. Dipoto era, because one of my all-time favorite players, Raul Ibanez, was a Mariner 3 separate times. We just kept bringing him back. But yeah, in the Dipoto era, got it. I guess just Mitch Haniger.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I couldn't think of one, but yeah, that's a good pull. Yep. So chances low. I would
Chances
say.
are low.
Running low. Yeah.
Naylor though could, and we could get so much for Harry Ford. I think that's where my mind is most set on. Is moving Harry Ford at the deadline. Or we just say screw it and the Mariners don't make a move and we're
Fucking-
just going, okay, we're going to miss the playoffs by 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
Again.
We just roll with the crew we got and see what happens.
DePoto's a big vibes guy.
Definitely big on not using computers or information and just rolling with his intuition.
Oh, man. Well, then we roll into next season with the Patrick philosophy of keep your crew together. Don't split up the guys. Keep vibes.
Man, it's back together.
You'd love that.
I do.
Brutal. It's a brutal sport.
Yeah. We're in a frustrating place all the time.
It is. And we were riding high in first place. The Astros were struggling to start the season. And it's not all the Mariners' fault. They've been so injury plagued this year, which is no one's fault. Who knew that Rayleigh was going to miss so much time? That Robles, Logan, Kirby, Miller, Bliss. Although, looking back, Bliss was more vibes than...
Some speed on the bags, though, too.
Yes.
I mean, he definitely potential, but it's like we didn't know exactly how that one necessarily was going to shake out in terms of production for the season. But who knows?
And
But it wasn't an unexpected piece, just
Yeah.
a lot of unexpected and a long year out for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, that will probably be the last time Bliss suits up in a Mariners uniform. Unfortunately, we have Cole Young now. Cole Young is clearly our everyday starter.
It would be hard for him to crawl back in spring
It
training,
would.
but you never know what happens
Yeah.
in the off season. But yes, you're not wrong about that. It could be.
We'll see.
We'll see. What do we got coming up? The Twin Series is over. Then we got Baltimore.
Done today.
Baltimore, those poor bastards.
They're having a bad time.
They're straight up not having a good time. Those poor guys. They went through multiple 100-loss seasons and then finally felt like they had a crew together. They had a really nice year last year, and now they are back to in the dumpster.
I've heard a lot of talk about O'Hearn maybe getting moved.
He's having a nice year, and Baltimore is clearly got to be sellers.
Yeah.
So it is possible. And then, now we have Solano, who is hitting out of his mind right now. In the last month, he's a top hitter in all of baseball. And it doesn't really look like it's slowing down. He was a late bloomer. And, if he keeps performing well, what can I say about the guy? Like, if he keeps playing well, but...
About damn time is what I say.
Yeah. And then the Angels are the Angels. Who even cares? I
Probably get swept by the Angels because that's
what the Mariners do.
Yeah.
Also, appreciate all you guys standing with me last week when I didn't know how to read a schedule. And I said that the Guardians and the Boston series were on the road. Turns out only the Cubs were on the road, and I don't know how to look at...
the realization later, it just was just one of those, just twisted,
I
twisted
texted
up.
Garrett. I was like, I'm so stupid.
It's okay. I'll just flash a big nope.
Nope.
Liar.
Misinformation.
Yes.
I should have done that. That'd be great.
Put your own community tag flagged for misinformation. These are not road games.
Yeah.
I have learned how to read a schedule since.
Yeah.
The Baltimore
Double-checking.
is on the road, and the Angels are back at home. But we are in a huge stretch right now. You were saying, Bella, of...
Today was game 7 of 17 games straight, and then we have one day off and then another little stint of games before the All-Star break. So, that's brutal 17 days, a lot of them on the road. Like we talked about earlier, just also some just crazy weather, going from having extreme heat to then rain delays, wind. So it just, good times to be had. It's been good that, especially the last couple series, keeping that in mind of we're starting into a long stretch is not going into extra innings for no fucking reason to wear us all out. The pitchers have been going, pretty much everyone's been going into the 6th inning, which has been awesome. So it's, keeping the bullpen as not taxed as possible for, again, that long stretch. Munoz hasn't had to come out every single night, so we can keep him in there for those, interesting situations that we might get in these 17 days when we need him to come save our ass. So, yeah, it's a stretch.
Yeah.
That is interesting, though, that we were worried about overuse of Munoz to now underuse, because there has not been a lot of save situations for better and for worse. Either the Mariners were getting smacked around, or we had a comfortable enough lead that it was not a save situation in Game 2 of the Twins series after Munoz had not pitched in like 7 days.
I'm realizing I think you still don't know how to read a schedule.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking tomorrow.
What am I looking at?
Texas.
Bro, are you serious?
Oh, I don't even have the right teams up.
Oh my god.
What was I looking at?
I'm feeling like I am absolutely losing my mind right now. I'm like double checking. I'm like, it's just you, Bella. Maybe you're being dyslexic.
Dude, you are fired. Bella's hanging the banners from now on.
Oh. Yeah, that was at the beginning of the month.
You
Sorry,
suck
I've
at
been talking
this.
forever. This is hilarious.
Bro, okay.
I love how you're like, I actually know how to read a schedule now on second thought. Because I was like, wait a minute. I'm like,
okay, and then we're going to play the Royals.
I'm like looking at this 17 game stretch. I'm like, I swear these are not the teams that we were playing on next. I'm like, it all just was not adding up in my head. And I had to triple check before I called you out, because then I would have looked, But yeah, so we're going to go, guys, we're about to jump on a plane right now, actually, probably, and head our fancy pantses down to Tejas and play the Rangers for 3 games.
That's interesting. That's
And then home.
fascinating development.
Actually, recent breaking news. I got the insider scoop from Dipoto himself that our schedule has changed.
So I know what happened. So you guys at home don't hate me. What happened
Don't worry, I hate you.
I'm dead right now.
is when I pulled up. So the Mariners played the Twins to start this month.
Right. So you went off of
So when
I
I was like, oh, Mariners Twins, that's happening.
But it has all these final scores because these
Well,
games have already been
I
played.
didn't-
was like, wow, we're playing the
You
Angels.
really can't read. That's
I'm
wild to me.
dyslexic, and so
So we're actually bullying you now?
no, I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome though. So well, at least Garrett doesn't have to fix it now.
Yeah, we figured out in real time that I am not in charge of reading schedules anymore.
No,
That
you are
is
not.
So, I know how to read schedules.
Bella,
now.
you've been
That's actually
promoted.
Oh my god! Wow, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'm-
are on probation.
I deserve it. I am so sorry to everyone, to you, my co-hosts,
I don't care.
and to you at home.
That
I
was
am
good.
so sorry for my inability
I accept your apology.
I needed that laugh. That was
to look
good.
at dates. So we got Texas coming up,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's go see how
On the
they're
road.
doing.
and then
Then we go home
we go home.
for 4 games against KC.
But
Crazy.
well, it's a good segue because we do, as you were saying with the 17 games in a row, we do not have a travel day between this long road trip and playing Texas divisional opponents. So those games, there's a little extra fire there. And then we have to immediately come home
Yep.
without a travel day. That's brutal. Time difference, everything. These poor guys. Yeah, that is absolutely rough.
It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, 4 games, Kansas City, and then Pittsburgh comes to town.
Ooh, yeah.
And yeah, good times.
I expect some fun games against the Royals and the Pirates.
Those are teams that the Mariners need to beat.
Last year we played some great games against the Royals. I had a lot of fun in those series.
Yeah,
I want to do it again.
the
I would
Royals.
love to run that back.
Yeah.
The Royals are scrappy, but they are currently 5 games under 500, and the Pirates are dog water. Besides Skeens, they're terrible. So those are games the Mariners have to win.
But knowing that they're not good, chances are we may not play that good either for whatever unknown reason.
Or we just smoke them.
Yeah, hopefully that's not the
Wouldn't
case.
that be nice?
And we just, just keep on pushing through this long stretch of games.
Hope so.
'Cause then after that, then we fly over to the East Coast, play the Yankees.
Good times to be had.
It's going to be a good one, boys.
How many games until the All-Star break? Patrick, I'm not asking you this.
Don't
question.
ask me. I don't know how to read a schedule.
Well, it was that 17-game stretch, and then there's one day off, and I want to say we've got like 5 or 6 games after that, and then it's All-Star game.
Right on.
Yeah, because I think we play the Angels one more time right before the All-Star break, if I'm not mistaken. Then you can hang up that one.
Yeah. Also,
Almost next time.
When are we going to find out if Cal Raleigh decides he wants to hit a lot of home runs in a derby style?
Well, he
format?
said multiple times that if he gets invited, he's going to go.
Okay.
So I think that's the move, unless maybe he changes his mind. And obviously, voting wise,
Cool.
yeah. So it sounds like he's definitely going. I think also I want to see JP get some more votes. He deserves more votes than some of those hooligans that are above him on there.
All-Star voting is happening. Cast your votes.
Yep. First round just
JP
closed.
5 times a day.
JP is top 5 in baseball right now in on-base percentage. That's important, and I think he does deserve to be there. I think a problem, too, is that, he's almost batting 300. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
I think one thing that's weird that tends to go against him is his defensive metrics seem to be a little low, and I think it has to do with his range. But that's just from like a stat perspective. I test, which is
And vibes.
I don't have any problem with his defense. I think he's a phenomenal shortstop. But I guess they kind of take range into account.
They should go off eye test and vibes, because I've seen JP jump 6 feet in the air before. It's really awesome, and that's fun. And that's what my eyes tell me.
He hit a grand slam on his first Father's Day ever.
That was
so
amazing.
And it was with a bat that like had his daughter's name on it or something like that. How cute is that? Go dad strength.
Tyler Bibby, more like Tyler Baby, because JP sunned you.
Good one.
Thank you.
This is why we're keeping you around.
I have my moment.
Solid redemption.
Well, we got the schedule figured out. We've got our hopes for the Mariners. The All-Star break is right around the corner. And Cal is going to be the starting catcher, which is huge. And, yeah, let's just keep winning games. We'll have another episode before the All-Star break.
For sure.
So
let's win in Texas. Those are big.
Yes. Divisional.
Those are huge games. Yep.
And then let's have fun against the Royals. That's what I want.
So, yeah, hopefully we have some fun against the Royals. They are a scrappy team. And hopefully we take the series. The Mariners have been struggling at home. It seems like we have been putting up much better numbers on the road. So let's kind of right the ship. The Mariners have been plugging the holes a little bit. So let's turn it around and start playing better at home. The crowd behind them. And we have the 4th of July coming up. That's always super fun. And then the All-Star break right after that. So let's win games.
Yeah.
That's how it always ends. Let's
Keep hitting bombs, Cal. Let's go.
Cal is a freak of nature. He is leading the league in home runs still. He's going to have the best season by a catcher in history.
By a Mariner. Maybe.
Yeah. And he already set the record for most home runs by a catcher for the All-Star break.
And a switch hitter.
That's wild. The man is doing it all. Let's put him in the home run derby. Let everyone see how amazing he is. And, yeah, win games, Mariners. Please.
Catch up to the
Let's creep up
Astros.
on those Astros.
Face the Astros.
The Astros are not going to help us out in any way. They're going to keep winning. But the way of baseball, you got to lose games occasionally. So the Mariners need to win when the Astros lose. Let's hope for the best. Keep playing, winning baseball. Cal's going to keep dominating. And we'll catch you all next time. And as always, go Mariners!